Hi guys, this is Guar and today I want to talk about something related to Perfect Circle, about Crash Card Virus. I decided to make this video after seeing this video from Yugioh Zone about Perfect Circle is about to explode and I hope that this will happen, so fingers crossed. But anyway, under this video I read this comment about Crash Card Virus. Very down to get into Perfect Circle as long as Crash Card remains banned. And this is kinda a popular opinion about retro format players because like they don't want to play Perfect Circle or they decide to play like I saw this in some communities. They decide to play Perfect Circle without Crash Card Virus. And honestly, I also had this opinion. But while it's true that it's a toxic card like all viruses, it's not true that it is as oppressive as Deck Devastation Virus. It kinda seems weird, especially because Crash Card Virus was limited, so you you kinda thought that this card was much stronger than Deck Devastation Virus. And yeah, I, mm, it is, but I think the it's not as strong as as Deck Devastation Virus in Edison. This comes down because of different reasons. Okay, where we start? I didn't prepare a script for this video, so I'm just gonna go as how my mind goes. I just let the words cascade out of my mind, of my mouth. So yeah, let's start from saying why the devastation virus is strong in Edison. The devastation virus is strong in Edison. Like you're gonna, I already covered this topic and probably you already know why. The devastation virus is strong because in Edison, lots of decks run a lot of little weak monsters. Also, lots of decks to be functional, you need to play the Hamster Chaos engine, which is weak to which are additional monsters that are weak to the devastation virus. And this is also another reason that I cover in another video. But due to the presence of Hamster Chaos engine in the format, you can't run too few monsters because ideally you want to destroy Rico during your own turn so that they destroy your monster, instead of one of your back row, and they don't become attribute fodder for Chaos during the opponent's turn. And so, because of this reason, uh, decks in Edison tend to be heavy on monsters because you need to play monster. You can't let the opponent have a set monster on the field because what will happen if you don't have a monster to deal with Rico? Rico will flip, will destroy your set card, and guys will destroy the order. So you're gonna go down bad in terms of card value. And anyway, if you playing around Rico, it's not optimal. I'm not gonna digress into the Rico topic because I already talked about it in another video. I don't want to repeat the same thing over and over. But anyway, yeah, these are the main reasons. So because of the fact that many decks in Edison runs a lot of weak monster and decks tend to be heavy on monsters, well, deck devastation virus resolving is kinda hard. It is really hard unless you are on a deck that doesn't suffer from deck devastation virus. In fact, like I play Guide Beast because I don't have to worry about frogs and I don't have to worry about deck devastation virus. But okay, so for this reason, the devastation virus is strong in Edison, and I think that The fear for Deck Devastation Virus in Edison kinda translates into fear for Crash Car Virus in Perfect Circle. I also was of the same thought until I started playing Perfect Circle. Because, like, of course, you read Crash Car Virus, you think, oh, this card is much stronger. Also, it was limited. There must be a reason behind it. It just because it's stronger. Yeah, it's a strong card, and like all virus, is toxic, but it's not as strong as I thought it was. Also, it's kinda, I don't want to say weak, but given how many games I won despite Crash Card Virus resolving, like in 8 games of playing, I only lost 2 matches when Crash Card Virus was resolved, not when Crash Card Virus was activated. Like no, I'm sorry. What I mean, it's not 2 games. It's not that in 8 months, Crash Card Virus resolved only 2 times. No, it resolved many more times, but there were only 3 games on max. I'm not exaggerating that I lost due to Crash Card Virus. Like I even won games when opponents started with Dust Shoot plus Crash Card Virus, but I won. And it's not okay. Of course, you have to be skilled, but the reason is that in Perfect Circle, decks run a lot of weak monsters, so Crash Card Virus doesn't hit them that hard. And that's also the you don't see this. I'm not just talking about Perfect Circle Mono, but like let me take a deck. Yeah, let's go to Bazu. Like Bazu Warrior Return. How many monster beyond 105, 1500 attack are there? One, three, one, four, five, 6, 7 in 43 cards. And also in Perfect Circle, there are a lot of decks that are heavy on traps and not that even on Monster Line. So because of that, Crash Card Virus doesn't hit the third. And also in Perfect Circle, there's Solemn Judgment and also some like in the side and also in the sometimes in the main, you see cards like My Body's a Shield being played. So Crash Card Virus has actually another time resolving, and when it resolves, it's not as impactful as it would have been, as you may thought, as you may think. Um, because like of course this is valid. This is my what I'm saying is valid until you're playing a deck like this. Of course, like in mirror matches between Perfect Crystal Monarch, yeah, Crash Card Virus is gonna hit harder if it hits your rider. But even if you look at this, like how many monster beyond 1500 attack are there? There are Free Rider, Stratos, and Tulad. But the Light and Darkness Dragon will benefit from Crash Card Virus because they will go to the graveyard and summon a monster. So actually Crash Card Virus is strong, but really not that strong. Uh, so this is why I think like the fear for Crash Card Virus are kinda exaggerated. Like it won't do much against did it Diamondio Turbo. Uh, well, no, this is per counter GB. Yeah, of course it won't do much about against this. It won't do much against Gadget. Uh, want to match against Grave Keepers. Like you see, like I can also go on other decks that, but I don't know if are complete or not. Okay, yeah, this is complete, but I'm skipping some decks because honestly I don't remember what's in there if they're complete or not. But yeah, anyway, this was complete. No, yeah, like I said, I don't remember if some decks are complete or just proxy or whatever. This is another deck that doesn't suffer from Crash Card Bars because, like I said, monsters are low power, kind of like in Edison, or I'd say more than in Edison. So you have a lot of weak monsters that don't care about Crash Card Virus. Deck Devastation Virus in this format would hit much harder. And to be honest, there are decks that can play it mostly because like a virus dedicated decks, decks that can with the Kozaki. I don't remember what's the name, Kozaki, but anyway, yeah. Let's. I think I have it built. Yeah, some dedicated deck like this that can play Deck Devastation Virus, but otherwise. Uh, that was the devastation virus is kind of absent from the format. And also, like, even if like a virus would like I played against this deck and I won even when the devastation virus are solved, and that's because like I said before, decks are even traps, so the virus is less. Instead, like in Edison, you have Bio Turbo. Also, well, the devastation virus is kind of free because you do it as Sirocco, uh, then use Vayu instead. Like in this format, the virus aren't free. Monsters won't recycle themselves. Monster like want to be summoned for free because like you had a lucky meal with Raiko. So the devastation virus cards will be pricier to activate. Um, Yeah, this is the reason why I think like the fear for Crash Card Virus is there's kinda no reason, no solid ground for it. It's a strong card, not gonna deny it, but it's not that format ruining. It's not like I can play this deck because it lose to Crash Card Virus. Like there are even when you are like on some decks like this, what it is, Art of Unknown, I think it was called. Yeah, even when you are on some decks like this, you still have a great chance at winning against Crash Card Virus. Also because like there are free soul and judgment again, so you know Crash Card Virus has yet to resolve. There are Dark Bribe too, so yeah, in my opinion, Crash Card Virus isn't that strong. Like it's a strong card, but it's not format ruining. Of course, it's gonna be bad when you're playing a Monarch Mirror and a Crash Card Barrel 8, but other than that, I don't think that the card is that toxic. Like, not toxic because it's toxic like a virus, but it's not that ruining. I think I said everything about what I want to say. Sorry for the script, like this was just a reaction video I want to make. Yeah, I also wrote here what I want to say. In perfect circle, Crash Car vs. Lego, we will stay so. In my honest opinion, Crash Car is really impactful in Manage Mirror because Crash Car will destroy your main way and putting pressure on the opponent, right? But otherwise, not as strong. I've been playing Barber Circle for 8 months now, and I only lost 2 games when the Crash Car was activated. Most of the time, Crash Card Barrels was impactful. In Purple Circle, decks rely on low power monster usually, and Rock decks usually play lots of traps and a low monster card, so Crash Card Barrels isn't that strong. In its own deck, Devastation Virus is ultra strong because usually decks have a higher monster count, and when the DV it hits really hard. Yeah, basically this is what I said in the video. I can extend it a bit. I want to explain some concept better, more in depth, but I'm not gonna spend much other time. Yeah, I think I said everything at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye to you guys, and I'll just put a reminder that on November 30, yeah, so in 6 days, Purple Circle Monthly 8 TCG will start. So see you there, guys. It will be multi-dice, so no single day stuff. You 70 hours per round. Okay, guys, this is all, and bye bye.